in Northern Nevada. I am so excited to introduce you to my friend, an up-and-coming Christian author who has just published her first book that I am so excited that you guys will get to be some of the first people to hear about it. This is Caitlyn Scaggs. Caitlyn, I miss you. Thank you for being here on the
I miss
show.
you. Oh, it's so good to see you.
I know. Okay, for those of you guys watching at home, Caitlyn and I go all the way back to Virginia. She actually lives in Virginia, where I used to live. And for probably, how long have we been friends? At least 3 years, I think.
3, 4. It's hard to remember, which means that's a good friendship, right? Feels like forever.
It feels like forever. Caitlyn has become such an influential friendship in my life. So I'm so excited that her dream of writing this book has finally come true. I remember when this was just a baby idea that you had, that you were kind of shopping around. Now you actually have the book in your hands. What has this been like for you?
Well, it's truly a dream that some days I didn't know if it would ever come to fruition, but I just had to believe and I had to surround myself with other people who believed for the days that I doubted. So it's special, it's surreal, it's incredible. It really is a dream come true.
Okay, so your book is called Worth It and Wonderful. Where did the inspiration for this book come from?
Honestly, over coffee meetings with friends. I love to have coffee with friends. You and I used to grab plenty of cups. And I would just listen to women share things about feeling discouraged or insecure. And I just knew that there had to be someone out there to speak into that and to encourage in a very deep, authentic way, bringing us all together, saying it's not just you. We all wrestle with these feelings, with these doubts, with these questions. And I really just wanted to be a voice to lift other women up.
Well, you are certainly that, not only in my life, but now even on this kind of global scale with your platform, Boldly Pursue, and now your book. Do you have a copy of it with you? Let's see it.
Just so happened I do.
Look at that. Oh, I love a good byline. Caitlyn Scaggs, Worth It and Wonderful. This book is for anybody who's wrestled with that either or mentality of like, we have to choose. This book is about how you can be both.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think so many of us fight that tension of feeling like we have to be either a good career woman or a good family woman, or that we have to be this lovely woman, or we can be fierce or confident or humble. And I'm just not about that. I'm not about having to choose and simplify who we were made to be. We were made to be complex and wonderful. And the more we can grab onto that, the more our lives will be marked by joy and purpose and meaning.
Yeah, the chapter in the book that really stuck out to me was the confident and humble chapter, because I always wrestled with feeling like if I'm too confident in my abilities or whatever it is, or accomplishments, then I'm not being a good Christian, because Christians are humble. And that kind of duality of it's something that I think a lot of women wrestle with, because we're supposed to be quieter or maybe more demure. We're not supposed to speak of our accomplishments, let other people do it for you. And that can be really tricky when you are genuinely proud of what you've achieved.
Absolutely. Well, I think I lean into scripture telling us to be a light, to reflect all that God has done in and through us. So that's really what I grabbed onto in that chapter. Ironically, you picked the chapter that was the hardest for me to write. It was my favorite, but it was tough. And I wrestled through it because I do think that's a message for all of us, because this world needs us to show up and shine. It needs bright lights amongst all the darkness and hard and tough things. So I'm so glad that that chapter resonated with you.
Another chapter that really resonated with me, and I think a lot of men and women will resonate with it too, is ambition and content. That's a tough one.
It is a tough one. And I think it really gets into checking our hearts to see what is our ambition all about at the core. So checking motives. So much of the book, that chapter and more, are about really having those inward looks at the case and condition of our heart and what's motivating, driving us forward. I recommend journaling as you read the book, because I think there's going to be a lot of takeaways as you do that internal work and consider your faith compass moving forward.
And you mentioned journaling, and that's actually something that I loved about this book, is that at the end of every chapter, you actually have these like bold steps that you encourage readers to do kind of with you throughout the book.
Yeah, I want it to be actionable. I want it to inspire and encourage, but I don't want anyone to finish and think it was a fluffy, feel good book. It's a book that certainly should make you feel good, but should also help you pause and really ask yourself, okay, what does it look like to operationalize what I'm learning or put it into action or really apply this to my life? I really and truly do want women to change the way that they're living, to live more bravely and boldly because they believe they are worth it and wonderful. It's exactly why I picked the title.
It is such a great title at that, and such a bold cover too. I mean, that red, it really stands out. It looks amazing. So now that you're holding it in your hands, this is something that you mentioned kind of took like 4 years from the first thoughts of like, I think I want to write a book. You've gone through a lot in that 4 year time period to now where you're at now. What would you say the journey has been like for you?
Well, I've grown alongside the book. That's been the most special part, that if it had published 4 years ago when it was that baby inkling of an idea, it wouldn't be what it is today, and I wouldn't be who I am today. So even though it's hard to admit that the journey and all the no's and rejections and second guessing really helped develop my own character and my own growth, it really did. I have to own that. I'm better for it, and the book is better for it.
Okay, so speaking directly to those of us here in Reno, Sparks, and the rest of Northern Nevada, what do you hope people who pick up your book take away from the message?
Wow. Well, I hope that they close the final page of the book with greater awareness about how wonderfully they are made, about their inherent worth and everything they have to offer this world. I want them to feel empowered to live a life that shines bright and beautiful.
Oh, Caitlin, I could not have said it better myself. It is so good to see you. I have been championing you and this book for so long. I feel a part of it in a small way, simply because I remember crying with you when the no's were coming in and the publishers were saying, not yet, you need to grow your platform. And we came together and we're like, okay, how do we do that? And now here we are. You are a published author. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you for being on the journey, for shedding those tears with me, sitting at my kitchen table, dreaming, strategizing. You're the kind of friend that I hope everyone else is fortunate enough to have. You're amazing.
Oh, Caitlin, thank you so much for being here and talking with all of us here in Northern Nevada.
And Caitlyn's book, Worth It and Wonderful, was just published yesterday. You can purchase it online. I will have a link posted on our website after the show, along with all of Caitlyn's social media handles that you can follow along as she encourages women around the world. Caitlyn, I love you, and I am so, so proud of you.